Hello, Patty here, the country wife from Vermont, now living in South Carolina. How are you doing? I hope you've had a wonderful week, accomplished a lot, and feel good about yourself today. And if you don't, let's work on changing things so we can have those feelings now. Our week has been a very busy week for me. I've been happy to have accomplished many things. On the health front, Tuesday was not a good day, and I had my regular dentist appointment and found out that I've been having pain in my jaw for weeks. And I actually went to see the dentist a month ago, and he did something, and he ground down something. He couldn't see what was really bothering. Anyway, to make a long story short, turns out I have an abscessed tooth and I have to have a root canal. And the first appointment is going to be next week sometime. I was thinking to myself, well, obviously the scheduler didn't think that was any big deal because it was scheduled so far out. Or the guy is really busy. Could be. Very likely is true. Anyway, and I had another issue that I haven't come to grips with yet and don't know about it. I have an appointment this afternoon to see if we can figure out what's going on. So, okay, health front. Organization. Organization, we'll call it organization. So Wednesday, I was ill enough in the morning that we did not go to the temple, but I wanted to do some work at the house. And we've been looking for our will and hadn't found it. And I decided that I was going to find the will. I knew it had to be in Bob's closet. And I went in there, and before I could do that, I had to remove all my knitting stuff from around my chair in his room. And because we each have a work room, and the TV is in his work room, but I have a large portion of my stuff in there. So anyway, I moved all that stuff into the guest room so I could move the chair out from the door of the closet. Anyway, to make a long story short, I found 3 boxes that had family photos and documents that were valuable. And I pulled them out because I decided, okay, I'm going to put those photographs up on Family Search Memories because that would be a wonderful place to store them. Also, I kept looking, and finally I picked up I guess there were maybe 2 more boxes to go through, but I went to the one that had the will in it. So I got the will. Hallelujah. Now we can make the will. We have to make one that is valid in South Carolina. I mean, the will's valid, but our attorneys can't help us change it because they are not certified at the bar in South Carolina. So that was an organization thing that paid off, and I was very happy about that. Okay, as far as completed projects, I have 2 completed projects and several started projects. The first completed project is this batch of scrunchies. I made scrunchies when I had my hair done the way my husband wanted me to have it done a month ago. I was wearing a scrunchie like these, and I took it off, and Hannah asked me if I made the scrunchie, and I said yes. And she said, I like scrunchies. I said, would you like me to make you some? And she says, heck yes. So here we are, finally, a month later. I've got 7 of them, so she can have one every day. So obviously this green and red one could be a Christmas one, and this green and orange one could be a Halloween or a Thanksgiving one. And these others are just pretty colors. unfortunately, the one thing is, because I have long hair, my hair gets into all my projects. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so that was finished. I think that I showed you this. Oh dear. Hold on. Let me pick these things up off the floor. Okay, I got those now. I showed you this. I started it out as a crocheted blanket. I call it a baby floor mat. Well, my hands wore out with the crocheting. So I put on a garter stitch border around. Okay, so here you go. I have no shame. Here's where I did. I knitted the garter stitch, and I had 2 stitches on either side of the corner stitch, and that made the most awful, messy, awful corner. So I got up to the pink, and I said, oh man, I can't do that. And I took it off. I took it all off, and I back to the crochet and picked up stitches again. And this time I did it flat, which meant that I went back and forth, but then I had to stitch those together. Well, if somebody knows how to stitch together garter stitch so that it looks good, that would be nice to know. I probably could have found it on YouTube, but in this case, I didn't, because I wanted to get it done, and I didn't take the time because I was moving on to other things. So this is done. As I say, I have no shame. That baby's going to get this. That's 2 finished handwork things. I also worked on, I wanted to make some cards, and I can't remember if I talked about it last week, but I tried to do some saran wrap watercolor paintings. Pretty nasty. Here's another one. It's even worse. There's something I didn't grasp about it, or anyway, I didn't do it very well. And I did do this. This is kind of a kindergarten-y like thing, but I didn't like that either, so I didn't continue on to make those into cards. However, because I was souped up about making cards, actually, I had some people, I needed to make a birthday card for my sister-in-law, and my husband likes me to make the cards, and it makes me happy that he likes that. So I did some jelly printing again, and here's jelly printing with 2 different colors. I love that one. Here's another one. Jelly prints are so much fun. You can't make the same card twice. Well, actually, I say you can't make the same card twice. If you really, really like one of the cards, one of the covers that you make, one of the prints that you make, you can photograph it and then make a print of that, make a print of it with the computer. That's the only way I know how to do that. But those cards are now ready to go. Our granddaughter's been waiting for her birthday card for a week now. Okay, another thing. So last time I think I showed you the mushroom dyeing that I did. So this was the orange mushrooms dyeing, and I really like those. Well, I had some white mushrooms. Look at this. This is the color that I got. It's perfectly fine. It really is perfectly fine. It is very light. I'd call it a very creamy color, not dark and exciting like the orange one, but it's not white either. So that was good. I like that. So this week I finally decided to do some lichen dyeing. A friend had given me some lichen. Actually, I think that I blogged about this. If you want to look at it, I'll put the blog post in the show notes here, but if you want to go to the blog, it's thecountrywife.blogspot.com. And I talked about the orange one, but about the lichen one. So this is the same wool, but it is one of them is mordanted with alum, and the other one is without mordant. So that the one without the mordant is probably not gonna. It'll probably fade sooner than the other. But anyway, so this is stovetop lichen dyeing. The other lichen dyeing I've got lichen on the deck in the sun, with the the ammonia fermenting it. So it takes 3 or 4 months or longer to get to a purple dye, and that's what I want. I was hoping that it would be a purple dye. Last time when I did lichen dyeing, it was not even remotely purple. And seeing this color, I have a feeling it's not going to be purple again either. But yesterday I decided, okay, I love that. I still hadn't thrown away the dye bath from the lichen. And I thought maybe I can do the exhaust bath with some wool. So I got some more of the wool. Actually, this is 34 grams. The others, those are about 7 grams each. And I put it in the dye bath, and I heated it up to simmer for an hour. And then I put the fiber in a gallon paint straining bag that you get at the hardware store. And I actually had a 1 gallon size bag, and I put all this fiber in it. And I think that, so you see how it kind of, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but there's different, it's kind of variegated. It's got spots where it's darker and lighter. Anyway, I'm thrilled with it. I can't wait to have it dry, and then very soon I'm going to take all these naturally dyed things, and I'm going to card them and actually turn them into something. Okay, so now that is that. Now some things that I've been working on. You know that I've been working on this finest kind sweater for my husband. It has gotten to the point where I have the shoulders seamed up, the collar is on. I personally am not wild about the collar, but that's what it called for, so that's what we did. And here is the sleeve. Last night I picked up stitches for the sleeve, did the short rows. These are Japanese short rows for the sleeve cap, and now I'm ready to go to town on going for the length of the sleeve. I'm hoping to have this done soon. I really want to have it done soon. I did try it on my husband, and it did fit him, which made me very, very happy. Okay, let me see. A project I also did last night is I like the look of this. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's so you can see what this is. It's a pinwheel dishcloth pattern. And I didn't want to make a dishcloth, but I like the pinwheel idea. So I decided to make a sample last night when I wasn't sleeping. I decided I'd do it. So here's a sample. It's kind of a failed sample. I don't know. You'll see that is along the line. It's kind of weird. This is a wrap and turn kind of thing, and so you knit across, wrap and turn, and go back, knit back, go across, wrap and turn, and so you're doing short rows. So you're making it smaller, 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 and then over here, you're like this, and then you pick up the wraps. You pick up the wraps, and you're going back and forth, and you come to the end like that. this is kind of a failed project. If someone has ever made one of these, I would love to know how you did it and how you avoided these kind of, when you pick up, you have this kind of nasty looking thing across there. I don't really like that. So if there's some way to avoid that, I'd love to know. Okay, and the last thing on my list today, well, next to the last thing, but the last thing I'm going to show you is I decided this one baby floor mat was done, the crocheted and knitted one was done, and I decided, okay, I can't do the crochet anymore because that really raises havoc with my hands. So I decided to do a knitted one, and this is oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the pattern, or even I think the girl's name is like Vicky's Handmade or something on YouTube. I'll put it down below. But you start in the corner with 4 stitches, and then you knit 2, then knit front and back and knit to the end. And you do that in every row, back and forth until it's as wide as you want it. And I want this to be a little wider. It's going to go probably another 6 or 8 inches wide. And then I want it to be a little bit longer, rectangular. So then you have a decrease row on one side and an increase row on the other side, on the other end. So you've got a decrease row here and an increase row here. So the increase is going to keep going up as far as I want it, and then the decrease row will start bringing it in. And then eventually you're going to get to the point where you have a decrease on both ends, and then it'll come back to this. I don't know how soon it'll be for I get that done, because I've got other things going on. But this is fabulous. This is 2 strands of I love this yarn by Hobby Lobby, and I'm still in the mode of using up yarn. So I think I'm probably going to get to the end of the blue. Then I'm going to have for the area of then I'm going to do 2 greens to do the up area. And then I've got some rose and red. The red is kind of a cranberry red, which I'll have for the other side of this. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm kind of excited about it, and I love it. You can't see how it is, but it's so thick and squishy that a baby is going to love to lie on this. In fact, I might make an adult one of these. As soon as I finish this one, I think I'll cast on one to use up all the rest of the yarn that I've got. So that will be great. Okay, the last thing to talk about today is weaving. And I can't show it to you, but I can tell you, yeah, it's too much of a mess to show it to you. Oh, I don't know if I can show it to you. Well, anyway, I'll just tell you, and I'm working on the light blue and pink and cream colored towels. And last night I came downstairs at one time, and I had finished warping the loom last week. I got it warped. I had issues with it, so I cut new paper. I'd gotten some paper, what do they call it, at Lowe's, that you put on the floor. It was in the painting section. It's a drop cloth, a paper drop cloth, so it's heavy duty paper. And so I cut paper to go in to separate as the separator in the warp, and it works really, really well. The first one I did, because the loom, the heddle is 20 inches wide, I made them 20 inches wide, and then I happened to notice that someone said you have to make the separator the full width of the back beam, which is wider than the 20 inches of the heddle. So I reoriented the paper and cut it again, and now it is working beautifully. So that is great. So I got it all warped, and I got started the first 2 inches where I was ready to do the hem stitch for the first towel, but I didn't have a needle nearby, so I stopped that for a day or two. And then last night I got the needle that I had upstairs, brought it down, and I did the hem stitching, and then I said, I'm just going to keep going. And I knitted, I wove 10 inches with a blue weft, and then 10 inches with a cream weft, and then finally 10 inches with a pink weft. And it looks pretty nice. I wouldn't say it's stunning, but it looks pretty nice. So now I've got 2 more towels to make, and actually I'm going to do 1 more towel, 30-inch towel, and then the rest I'm going to just weave and weave and weave till the end, so that I can practice cutting fiber, cutting weaving, and doing a different kind of a hem on it. We'll see how that goes. And then maybe it'll be practice for when I want to make fabric to make clothing. So that is it. I hope you've had as much fun working on your projects this week as I have had on mine, whether it's canning tomatoes or peach season here, whether it's cleaning out your garden or, redoing the back seat of your car, or whatever it is that you are doing for projects. I hope you had a good time doing them and that you will be able to accomplish much this new week. I know that I hope to. I'm thrilled to be able to accomplish so much, even though I'm not accomplishing sleep a lot, but it's just fine. I'm feeling more and more edgy to get things done. I did, one organization thing I did, and I didn't mention it, is that I got another one of those tubs from Staples. It's a beautiful, heavy kind of clear plastic tub. It's, I don't know, green space. I don't know what it is. But anyway, it's good size. And I took all the fiber tools and put it in the clear one. And I put all the fiber. I had a black one with a yellow cover. I put all the fiber in there. So it's all in one corner now instead of being spread all over the place. And there's still a ton to do. One of these days, this corner is going to be cleared out. And I will be happy to share it with you. Oh my goodness, one more thing. No, never mind. We'll hold that till next week. Remind me next week about document scanners and photograph scanners. Anyway, so I hope you have a good week. I hope that you're doing as well as you can, and that you are happy and calm and productive. And I hope the same for myself. So do good, be good. Let's do it now together. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you for those of you who watched the video last week when I had it in a vertical format. For some reason, I did that. I'm so embarrassed about that, but I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So it's still there, but people are still watching it. And I appreciate that. It makes me happy that you are so kind to watch the videos. Anyway, best wishes to you all. Bye now.